Welcome to Problem Solve, the podcast where me and a special co-host solve all your problems really easily, probably.
Problems? Are you kidding me? I don't have any problems. Okay, I might have a few, but I can work on them with you. Come on.
Hello and welcome to Problem Solved. I am Jeff Guenther, licensed professional counselor. You probably know me as Therapy Jeff on the socials, and that theme song was real punk rock, just like I am. I think people who are like really punk rock typically tell everyone that they're really punk rock, so yeah. I'm super punk rock, and I want to tell you a little bit about this punk rock podcast. People are going to call in and tell me what their problem is. I'm going to have a guest co-host most of the time, and we're going to give them advice. And then those callers are going to go away, do the advice, come back in a week, and tell us how wonderful or not so wonderful that advice was. Me and my guest co-hosts are also going to talk about how we feel about the advice we gave, if we think it's going to work. We're going to make predictions. I am a therapist. My co-hosts most of the time will also be therapists. I want to let you know that this is not therapy. This is an advice show. The people calling in are not clients of ours. They're just brave souls that want to be vulnerable and ask for a little bit of advice. And sometimes I'm going to be talking to a special guest for the entire episode about my problem. Can you believe that Therapy Jeff has problems? It's true. I have plenty of them. I'm just like you. And I'm going to try to work through what I'm struggling with, and that guest expert is going to tell me what I should do to solve my problem. I'll also be talking to experts about big problems like climate change or capitalism and how it's affecting our mental health and what we can do individually and collectively to try and solve that problem. But primarily, this is a call-in show where I'm going to be talking to guest callers and trying to solve their problem. Did you know that back in fourth grade, when I was 9 years old in 1988, in 1990, I was obsessed with Loveline. Do you remember Loveline? You might be a little too young to remember Loveline. But Loveline, actually, originally when I started listening to it, it was Dr. Drew. We know who Dr. Drew is. And Ricky Rackman. Ricky Rackman was a DJ on KROQ, my favorite radio station in LA. But he was also a VJ on Headbangers Ball, I'm pretty sure, on MTV. And they would give advice to callers that would call in and usually talk about relationship or sex problems. And I was like, I want to do this. That's what I want to do. Now, fast forward, 33 years later, it's a success. I am doing it. Eventually, Loveline turned into Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. They became a smash hit. Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla are a little problematic these days. But you know what? Whatever. They inspired me to become the wonderful, lovely, very handsome therapist that you know today as Therapy Jeff. So we got to give him a little bit of credit. I am so excited that you're here. I cannot wait for you to hear all these really lovely episodes. Some of the first callers are very brave because they don't really even know what this show is about, and they were really honest and vulnerable and let me and the guest co-host in to try to solve their problems. And you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about the advice we gave. So there you go. That is what this podcast is about. I can't wait for you to listen to all the episodes. Oh, do me a favor, actually, and review this already from this like amazing trailer that you love, that you're probably listening to on repeat. Give me a 5-star review. It is incredibly helpful when you leave a review because then the algorithms in Apple and Spotify and Amazon and Google, they all start to push this podcast towards the top of the charts. So I'd really appreciate it if you gave an honest 5-star review. Okay, bye.
Problems. Okay. We've identified my problems. Now it's time to get to work. Patience, communication. What did he say?